First, what was your response to Canada's bid on Pillar 2? Are you amenable to it? And I noticed today in materials circulated by your office, you're going to greenlight ministerial level discussions of one of those security partnerships with the EU. Are you sort of more keen on that idea, the latter, now, given the volatility of the world? Is it a case we have to start building more security partnerships?
I think that Australia always has a case for maximising our defence and security relationships in what is an uncertain world. We have had discussions with Indonesia, with Papua New Guinea, particularly in our region. It's something that I discussed with Prime Minister Wong in Singapore, and it's something that Australia and Canada, because of our shared history, we're both Commonwealth nations as well, we have shared experience and shared values, and often we have fought side by side, Australia and Canada going forward. I think when we look at issues such as defence procurement as well, there's areas of cooperation, including, of course, on the over-the-horizon technology that we've produced, but there'll be other areas as well. We're also both Five Eyes countries, so there's a lot of cooperation occurs already in intelligence. I think what's clear is that in the uncertain world, what people are looking for is certainty in relationships, trusted relationships. Australia and Canada are just such partners. And the European Union, well, I'll be meeting with Ursula von der Leyen over the next couple of days, and also with Antonio Costa as well. I'll enter those discussions constructively, but we look to cooperate and to strengthen Australia's capacity. One of the things that I've said consistently is we invest in our capability and we invest in our relationships. The two things are important, and often an investment in our relationships can produce very effective outcomes economically as well.
Are there any final approvals, or are there any impediments at the Australian end, if you like, to Australia actually signing off on the Jawn radar network? And secondly, you mentioned the two of you discussed climate change. Canada's 2035 target is 45 to 50% by 2035. Is that? I mean, did you discuss that, and is that about when you think Australia might land?
On the latter, no, we didn't discuss targets. We await the advice from the Climate Change Authority, and on the formal. Look, those discussions are ongoing. Canada has expressed an interest, and our respective parties are working those issues through.
Coming trilateral with the European Union and the European Council, do you expect there will be a breakthrough in relation to the free trade agreement? And in your opinion, do you think it's incumbent on the EU to concede on some of those original trade barriers, like export quantities and the naming conventions around products?
I would always expect the Europeans to agree, and would like for everyone to agree with Australia's position on everything as we go forward. Would I expect that we'll be agreeing to the free trade agreement here? No, I wouldn't expect that that's the case, but I would expect us to be able to advance the issues that Australia has put forward. One of those is about naming, and there's been some constructive discussion there. The second is access, particularly for beef and sheep meat, to the European markets. That has been something that has been an impediment previously to the finalisation of any agreement. Australia will only sign up to an agreement that is in Australia's national interest. Now, I think that the fact that during the last term we had negotiations and then we walked away is important, because what that does is confirm that we are prepared to walk away. And if you're trying to advance your national interest, then you need to be serious about that and show that you are. And so whether it's this or any other agreement for that matter, my job is to represent Australia's national interest we will do that. But I wouldn't expect that we'll finalise it here, but that we will build on the constructive discussions that Senator Farrell, our Minister, had in Europe just a week ago. I was able to be briefed by the Minister about where those discussions were up to, and I hope to get it advanced. Yeah.
What would a successful meeting with the US President look like to you, and is there one thing you'd want to achieve from it?
Look, I don't want to preempt outcomes of meetings. A successful meeting is one where we are able to, I as the Australian Prime Minister, am able to put forward our position. Now, our position when it comes to tariffs is very clear. We see tariffs as acts of economic self-harm by the country imposing the tariffs, because what it does is lead to increased costs for the country that is making those decisions. Very clearly, if you have tariffs of 10% across the board, which has occurred by the United States, then what that does is doesn't change the competitive advantage situation for any nation exporting goods or services to the United States. So it doesn't change that dynamic. All it does is increase the costs. Now, I would hope that over a period of time the United States revisits that position, and will continue to advocate that on steel and aluminium. I think that we will continue to put forward our position there as well, that there aren't increased steel production facilities have appeared since January 20 in the United States. The exports are still going in there, they're just paying more for them. On AUKUS, it is very much in the interest of all three countries. What AUKUS offers the United States is firstly the support that we're providing for their industrial capacity. Secondly, the increased capacity to have their subs in the water as well, because of the maintenance facilities that will take place at Henderson. In addition to that, there's all of the support that we give to the United States, and with our defence relationships, including fuel reserves in the Northern Territory, including the presence of US forces in Darwin as well. There's a range of benefits that come, and indeed having Australia, the United Kingdom and the United States all having increased nuclear-powered submarines, in our case conventionally armed, is something that will make the Indo-Pacific area more secure. That is in the interests of the United States, and I will indicate that very clearly going forward. Jeff.
Yeah, in the context of the AUKUS discussions, there has been some speculation out of the United States that there is some concern about Australia's responsibility and role in that deal moving forward. I guess the question I have for you, Prime Minister, is can Donald Trump and America be confident that Australia would stand shoulder to shoulder with them in the event of a major conflict in the Indo-Pacific, and in the event that China invades Taiwan, or by whatever means that happens, as has been a stated goal by the CCP?
Well, the role of AUKUS and the role of nation-states in our region, including our partners, is for peace and security in the region. That's what we want, and Australia's a trusted partner to promote peace and security in our region. We have been so for ever. If you look at the role that Australia has played, will continue to play an important role in the Pacific. The visit that I had on the way here to Fiji is another example and a reminder of the fact that Australia is a trusted partner in the Pacific. What that does is to add to security in our region. That is our job. That is our job. That is what we do, and we all want to see that advance.
Do you think China will come up, Prime Minister?
not preempting discussions that take place.
Is there a shift in your position on the EU Defence Pact after the Pope's inauguration? I think there was a note of caution from the government about Australia signing on.
No, well, that was the first time that it was raised with us. We've continued since then to have some discussions, and I look forward to having discussions with the EU tomorrow, I think, or Tuesday. The diary is all a bit... the time zones have got to all of us, I think. And so thanks very much. Thanks very much.